Abductions should stop. Political prisoners should be released. There are a lot of tortures, killings, frivolous arrests that must stop henceforth. Electricity. Billions of electricity infrastructure has been vandalized and no measures were taken to secure new infrastructure. Even the remaining infrastructure was neither repaired nor reconstructed. This is causing uncontrollable load shedding and the cutting of electricity in some areas. He issues threats to the people. Whom he say is leading, he issues threat. Whatever he say, he issues threat. Chakurovai, chakuzhambaradzai, chakusungai. Is this what we fought for? Is this what our brothers and sisters fought for? Is this what the comrades they fought for? Is this what the other comrades died for in the war of liberation? To issue threats to our people. Our people are not living, they are now living in fear. They can't even open up of their grievances. If you complain of anything which is not being managed well, you are considered a threat to the nation, a regime change agenda. Fellow Zimbabweans, I greet you all. This is Freedom Fighters for Change. You all know us. We have noted with a heavy heart and a great concern that the welfare of our people is miserable. 16 million Zimbabweans are suffering, while the few ZANU PF are squandering everything we have as a people. We all pay taxes just for ZANU PF to enjoy with their cohorts. We have lost our identity and dignity as a people. The supposed president has turned a deaf ear. Comrade Mnangagwa has become a beast which needs to be tamed before it devours everyone and everything. Our people are now a laughingstock. We have become a burden to all, scattered all over the world like sheep without the shepherd. Until when should we keep quiet, leaving our situation in the hands of thieves and criminals? Zimbabwe has vast natural resources to boast about, but managed by criminals and heartless leaders who do not want to see a people rejoicing and living a normal life. The state is the custodian of all Zimbabwe's natural resources, inclusive of land, mineral resources and water, and relevant legislation should be passed to clearly define and contextualize state custodianship of natural resources to the benefit of all Zimbabweans. These minerals and many other can sustain our country for a generation to generations if managed by selfless leaders like ourselves. Every day you see loads of trucks of our minerals being looted by the so-called leaders we have in this country. Let us stand united to build our country. A birth of a new Zimbabwe is a reality that all should embrace. We have written to the President and all the authorities of our demands as stakeholders of Zimbabwe. Their silence is a response as well to us, and we are saying this again by giving them 30 days to respond to our demands. As government in waiting, we can't stand back watching our people suffering and dying emotionally, politically, economically, and psychologically. We are giving the government of ZANU PF 30 days to respond to our previous calls and communications. Failure to do so, we consider that silence as a response of a government not caring for its people. We are calling for a peaceful resolution to Zimbabwe's political and economic freedom. Our demands in resolving the crisis in Zimbabwe are very simple. Number one, we want political settlement. We propose a political settlement with immediate effect, where E.D Mnangagwa should step down as president, then a transitional setup to be put in place to run the affairs of our country, or electoral reforms to be done in 30 days. our people to be conscientized for the need to be united, voter education, and after this, we can have an election. We wasted 44 years under ZANU PF and cannot entrust them with a further mandate to manage our resources, which they have already squandered. We also wasted more than 20 years under opposition parties, and it's time for a new fresh leaders to take over the reins of our country. SADC, which many of our people had hoped for, failed us, and now the onus is on us to solve our own problems as one unitary people. Failure by the government of E.D Mnangagwa to do the above, the people of Zimbabwe, led by freedom fighters for change, will move in action to force for a peaceful political settlement as already proposed, where the will of our people should be and will be respected. The citizens have suffered enough, and it is time for a new birth of a new Zimbabwe, with a new set of leadership that respects the rights of its citizens. We therefore implore every concerned citizen to join us in this call to a birth of a new Zimbabwe. As government in waiting of freedom fighters for change, we cannot wait when we finally take the reins of our dear country to deliver to our people what they rightfully deserve. We have a program of a nationwide campaign where we will be moving from constituency to constituency, word to word, collecting data on what they face as a community and rectify those problems. If their problem is water, we will rectify that problem as freedom fighters for change. If their problem are roads, we will construct roads so that those problems are solved in whatever particular constituency or community we enter. If there are no roads in that community or constituency, the FFC will proffer solution by preparing and constructing those roads. If it's water, we will see it that it is solved. We therefore appeal to local and international donors, concerned citizens, and well-wishers to assist us financially in this noble cause while we wait to take control of our resources and control of our dear country. Until when we keep quiet while our resources are squandered day in, day out. Our land is now holes everywhere. Until when we keep watching? Will there be anything left for our children and the great-grandchildren? Will there be any left for them? With the level of squandering in our country, will there be anything left for future generations? Abductions should stop. Political prisoners should be released. There are a lot of tortures, killings, frivolous arrests that must stop henceforth. Electricity, billions of electricity infrastructure has been vandalized, and no measures were taken to secure new infrastructure. Even the remaining infrastructure was neither repaired nor reconstructed. This is causing uncontrollable load shedding and the cutting of electricity in some areas. No plan is in place to modernize our turbines so that we have 0% of load shedding. Water. Many areas for years have no running water in their taps, thereby posing health threats to our people. We have enough water to pump for our people to drink clean and safe water. If only our current leaders have ears to hear and hearts to consider, water should have not been a problem. Should we continue to drink sewerage water? No. We are now drilling holes everywhere in search of clean water, yet the government should be the one responsible for that. It is surprising that ZINWA will charge you for the water you have incurred all the costs to get. They will still charge you as if they have contributed anything to that safe water you have drilled for yourselves. We say, our Zimbabwe, our motherland, let's build for our people. Victory is certain. This is the birth of a new Zimbabwe. May God bless our Zimbabwe and may God bless its people. I thank you.
The first question orumvunzo wokutanga ndokuti political leaders atiri kuona vakaiswa mujeri munoti wokudi nezvakaitwa negovernment kuisa political prisoners mune matanho api makaendawo here kunochemawo navo vanhu vakapinzwa mujeri avo uchinzwa kuti matambudziko avo akamira sei?
We as freedom fighters for change, like we stated in this speech, we are saying those political prisoners must be released henceforth. There is no time to waste. They must be released. They were arrested on frivolous charges. We all know, Zimbabwe knows, everybody knows that they were arrested because ZANU PF was afraid that those people would demonstrate on the SADC summit. Yes, as freedom fighters for change, we are not supporting the protest on the SADC summit. We are not in support of it for our own reasons, because it has nothing to do with the will of the people anyway. But ZANU PF was in panic mood. So in order for them to, their threats to be heard by people, they went ahead on a crackdown to arrest those people who were gathering even peacefully for their own deliberations or their party deliberations. They went on to arrest them. What crime did they commit? They just gathered as citizens to share ideas. So we as freedom fighters, we are against those arrests, and we are demanding that ZANU PF and Mnangagwa should release those people henceforth. Failure to do so, then we will take action, as we have already communicated. We will take action to make sure that those people are released. Yes, we have not visited them because we could not be allowed to visit them. So we failed to visit them, though we wanted to visit them to hear what their problems are they facing. But we all know generally what prisoners are facing, especially political prisoners, what they are facing in Zimbabwe remand or Zimbabwe prisons. They are facing a lot of challenges and problems which needs to be resolved. If Zimbabwe unite with us so that we push this agenda of a birth of a new Zimbabwe, which is a reality. It's not a wish list. It's not just a promise. This is a reality. And the people will see to it that this is a reality. Thank you.
All right. Amakazi. Noto kudini kusungwa kuri kuitwa vanhu uyezve vanhu vari kutaura nyaya yekuti takatarisana nemusangano weSADC wakaitwa. SADC yacho haina zvayaita. Ndekupi kwamuchawana rubatsiro kana SADC isina zvayaita? Imwe vatungamiri veSADC pano wamakabotaurawo naye here panyaya idzi kuti taita dambudziko muZimbabwe todawo kuti mutibatsire?
Yeah, vatungamiri veSADC pane vatakataura navo. Takanyorera SADC at large tichivazivisa zvichemo zvedu zvatosangana nazvo, but that was before the summit.
Yes.
Takatombonyora masamba akudhara tichitsvaga political settlement kuti iitwe muZimbabwe. So takazoona kuti vari kupeya ADF kwatiri, and then takasarudza imwe nzira yekuti no, isusu sema-citizens chiregai titore nzira yekuti tizvare nyika yedu panyuwani. Haichafanira kunga ichirarama iri mumaoko evarume ava, nekuti varume ava wafeira zvinhu zvakawanda and waparadza zvinhu zvakawanda. So kusungwa kwevanhu kukuzama kueliminata vanopikisa hurumende iripo kana maonero aripo. Ingava nyika iri yekuti mese munenge mune pfungwa wani munoita development ipi kana mukanga mese pasina opposition. Saka dai vachinge vachinzwisisa chinonzi opposition kutora mazano aikubva kune party iri kupikisa womavandudza sezvikudiwa nepatiyo, then vanogona kusurvive vari pachigaro. But kana vakatadza ndo patinoisu tichiti tinoita action, nekuti zviri pamutemo hatigone kupinda muaction isiri pamutemo. Tinotonyorera kumapurisa, kumasoja, tovazivisa zvatoda kuita munyika ino isati taita, and then tikazi go ahead tinoita. Wakaramba wakanyarara futi ndeimwe mhinduro iyo yatigona shandisa futi sekuti wazvinzwa savasi kuda. Saka isusu hatinzi tomirira mhinduro, tinongova notify kuvazivisa kuti izvi ndo zvatiri kuda kuita kuti tisunungure nyika kubva mumaoko evarume avo. Saka hatimirire mhinduro kazhinji kacho, tinovapa notice kuti 30 days mukasaita zvatataura then takupinda muaction. Saka inini am against vanhu vakasungwa kana kusungwa kwevanhu, ndiri against izvozvo. Handi zvitendere kuti zvinge zvichiitwa munyika ine freedom, munyika yatingati yakawana independence, toita kunge yanguva yarodzi futi, hazvichabatsiri. Saka hatifanira kuramba tichingoti taenda kuhondo, mangwana taenda kuhondo, tichingota nhoroondo yehondo, tisina kana nguva yozombotaura zvinhu zvinyowani zvinotipa kuti nyika idevelope ine mberi. Saka ngatichinje topic yehondo muZimbabwe, towane topic yerugare, ndoti zvinhu zviende zvakanaka. Saka kusungwa kwevanhu handikusupport. Ndichitaura kuti ZANU PF inofanira kuririsa maprisoners yayo nekukurumidzisa. Mazuva aya tataura akatowandisisa, anofanira kuririswa even nhasi kana mangwana.
Ndizvozvo.
Because hapana mhosva yavaita. Dai watora mazano avanawo varume vava, wonzwa kuti vakuti chii, wobatana mukufunga kugadzira chiro, because chatinosaka isusu i-political settlement.
Ndizvozvo.
Saka tikanga tashare imimi we-opposition nemimi wezviti we-ruling, tobuda tine chinhu hwari chinobatika chinoseva 16.7 million wari muZimbabwe.
Ndizvozvo. Zimbabwe, we might want to do the Kenya way, but it's not. It worked in Kenya, and there is no possibility. There is less possibility or probability that it will work in Zimbabwe. Politics in Kenya and politics in Zimbabwe are different, so we cannot copy the strategy of Kenya to put it here. Here we have our own way. As freedom fighters for change, like my principal said, wherever we put our signature on, then it's a possibility that you will see us on the front to protest or to demonstrate. We cannot join any demonstration which has not been properly done or properly planned. It must be properly planned. By planning, we are saying the one who is calling for a protest must be on the forefront. He himself or she herself must have notified, as inscribed in the constitution, the police, the authority. They must be notified of a protest. That is the procedure. A protest should be conducted according to our constitution. We don't seek permission, but we notify. So we just notify them, then they will say they will be on the forefront. We will go, him or her on the forefront, then we join to solve a Zimbabwean crisis. Whatever that will bring solution to Zimbabwean crisis, freedom fighters for change will join. Only if those leaders calling for it must be on the forefront, not when they are hiding somewhere. No, when we are calling, you will see us on the forefront. So we have our plan. That is what we are doing right now. As I've communicated to you, this is our plan as freedom fighters for change. We have given 30 days to solve all our problems, to rectify, to release the prisoners, to stop the abductions, to stop the mineral exportations, to stop mining our resources, looting our resources. All these we have given them 30 days to do. Failure to do that, then we'll go to another level. And that level will be communicated to the people of Zimbabwe.
Right. I wanted to ask, on the online platforms, what plan of action? Have you engaged people online? What are people saying about your message? How are people receiving your message as you are communicating it?
On our previous communications, which we did on various platforms, people of Zimbabwe, they liked those, their reaction was very positive. People, they want to change. My brother, if you go in the streets, seeing people smiling, they're not smiling. Their hearts are groaning. People are crying. People are dying inside. They do not have any way to pour out their problems. The one supposed to be the father of the nation has turned a deaf ear. Whom we are calling has turned to be a beast. He doesn't listen to anybody. Whenever he opens his mouth to talk, he issues threats to the people. Whom he say is leading, he issues threat. Whatever he say, he issues his threat. Chakurovai, chakuzhambaradzai, chakusungai. Is this what we fought for? Is this what our brothers and sisters fought for? Is this what the comrades they fought for? Is this what the other comrades died for in the war of liberation? To issue threats to our people. Our people are not living, they're now living in fear. They can't even open up of their grievances. If you complain of anything which is not being managed well, you are considered a threat to the nation, a regime change agenda. So people are very positive of our move. They are very positive. And we are going to publicize this online on all online platforms which we have access to. We will publicize this to see what our stakeholders, which is the people of Zimbabwe, what is their reaction. And mind you, we will move door to door, collecting signatures. We will send our members door to door in every constitution, every ward, every community, to collect signatures of what they are facing, so that we are able to address those problems. We don't wait until we are in government to solve those problems. We have funds coming from donors, well-wishers and Zimbabweans, so that we will be able to construct and rectify whatever their problem they are facing in each particular community. South Park has its own problem. Borodale has its own problem, which are different from South Park. Epworth has its own problem, which are different from Ruwa. So what we will do is, in Ruwa, they have their own problems. We will solve those problems that are affecting people in Ruwa. We will solve those problems that are affecting people in Epworth differently. So this is what we want to do, so that our people live in peace, live in harmony.
Then the last one is, now that people have been arrested, are you not afraid of getting arrested? Because we saw the crackdown on the likes of Bishop Kevin Makanga. He had not done any protest. We saw the likes of Jacob Mngarivume he had not done any protest. What happens if you get arrested for issuing out this statement?
Kusungwa kana kusasungwa. You can't join politics when you are not ready for the consequences that are faced in politics. We know the imminent arrest, the imminent abduction, the imminent killings. We all know that. But if these comrades, these few comrades which are looting our resources, and other comrades which are suffering, who are suffering all over the country, if they had the same mentality that they will get arrested by Smith, they will get arrested by the Smith government, would there be liberation to talk of? Definitely not. Would there be independence to talk of? Definitely not. But what happened? Waitoka bereka beg, utongofunga no ndajanyirwa zvakwana. Ndautenda kusango. You go kusango. Nduzatiri. Vana Mugabe wakasungwa 10 years wakavharirwa. But nyika inosununguka. Yakasununguka. So arrests are there. There will be bloodshed. We know. Ropa richadeurwa sekudeura kwavagara vachiriita, vacharamba vachirideura. Tozviziva. And we know. The only betrayal that we will get is from the people of Zimbabwe. Because we are doing this not for ourselves. Zimbabwe needs selfless leaders like us. Not those selfish people who think being in office means they own everything. No. So, if they dare arrest us, our people will rise up. They will rise up with fear reaction that they will not be able to contain. Even our people who are in ZRP, who are in the military, they will not be so coward to leave us languishing in prison while the country is burning like this. Even the war veterans, they will not leave us suffering. Yet what they suffered for during the war of liberation is going down the lane. Mnangagwa is reversing the gains of the liberation struggle. How? Because he's creating his own monarchy. Because he's favoring the Chinese more than the people of Zimbabwe. He's favoring foreigners to Zimbabweans. So our people will rise up and they will be freed, even if you get arrested.
Vamakazi, mashoko enye kugumisira ku vana veZimbabwe.
Ya mashoko angu anoti ukanga wasvikirwa pamba nemuvengi iwewe wobata mbezo iye aine pfuti aumbofoka kumudefenda aumbomutifita. Saka ndinogona kuzovazivisa ndichiti regai kugowa makawadzi kana madzibaba edu akafa achifira nyika iyo kuti tive zvatiri nhasi imoiendesa just like zvachikuita izvozvo mukatarisa kusaidi dai tabatana tagaze chinhu chimwe chete tochibereka new Zimbabwe. Tikanga tadaro tinoziva kuti tinokunda muvengi upenyu hwatiri kuraramiswa naED negovernment yake hauzombowe pamusoro pedu because taane voice rimwe chete. Vanhu veZimbabwe vakarelaxa vakakotsiriswa hope nekuti vakawana chiwimbo chekuti opposition munhu wani. Saka haasi munhu wani anonzi opposition inyika yese. Saka zvakanga zviri vanhu kuhondo kwangosina ZAPU chete, kwangosina ZANU, anga mapato nemapato akasiyana achisupportana on one struggle yakanga vachiita. Saka kana uchisupporta chamisa, hatina kuti muchasupporta chamisa, musapote pati chamisa ukaona vabatwa gumbo chimunenge ngachiende mberi. Ukaona uchisupporta Job Scar, musapote ukaona Job Scar abatwa gumbo asichachafambe vakuenda mberi ngavapfuurire mberi nehondo. Saka ndozvandiri kutaura kuZimbabwe nhasi kuti ngatibatanei topfuurira mberi nehondo, tisasarudza kuti ava akabva kudii kwani, ava vana vaani. Chinhu chatiri kuitira pano hachisi chekumba kwedu, asi ndechekuitira kuti magenerations nemagenerations achazoda kumashure akodi agorarama zvakanaka. Kana tikadaro tinobuda zvakanaka. Ndo kutaura kwangu kumhuri yeZimbabwe. Join freedom fighters for change, to bring freedom munyika, to isa peace vanogara zvakanaka.
Right. Amune any addition?
Yes, we have an addition. There's a question that we forgot to answer on election. Isusu tiri kuti ngapave nepolitical settlement, poita transitional setup government ichaita kuti vanhu vedu vambogara zvakanaka, timbodivhelopa, timbovaka nyika yedu, vanhu vedu vambozorora hondo dzemaelection, toaligna mapolitical reforms ese, electoral reforms ese, toaligna neconstitution yedu, mitemo yedu yoaligna neconstitution, kuti pazongorega kuva nekungosungwa-sungwa kwevanhu. Vanhu mitemo yedu, justice system yedu yova mugwara, yova independent, electoral body yedu tomeka sure kuti yava independent, taialigna kudaro. Then kana zvinhu zvese zvaunganidzwa zvakochanidzwa zvava right, then we can talk of election. Because we don't want to create a one-party state, no. Or we don't want to create a transitional government forever, no. But whatever period we get, even if 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever period, we have that political settlement. Inguva yekuwaka nyika yedu, kugadzira nyika yedu, kuunita vanhu vedu, kuti vanhu vedu vazive kuti tiri one. Kusava kuti ndiri muNdebele, ndiri muShona, ndiri muKorekore. Tive a people, very one. We are Zimbabwean. We don't have another country to call our home. This is our country. So let us unite together and build. We want to free the people in ZANU PF. We want to free the people in other opposition parties. We also want to free Mnangagwa. Kutave munhu ari free. Izvezvi is not free. So we want to free him. This is the opportunity to free him. and the opportunities for him to step down and a setup takes over, then everybody is free. That is what we want. I thank you.